welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, a very, very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my usual weekly podcast, so I will be covering the usual agenda. And yeah, let's get stuck in. First things first, as always though, how are you all? I hope that you're all doing well, that you've had an absolutely wonderful week so far. My week has been not too bad, I've got to say. It's been quite a short week so far because I had Monday off, which is fantastic and very much needed. For those who may not know, my partner and I, Rob, we basically stayed up on Sunday night to watch the Super Bowl because Rob is a fan of the 49ers, and yeah, we decided to stay up and support his team. What a wild ride, hey. For those who have watched it, you know the result, and yes, needless to say, he wasn't very happy. So yes, we stayed up late and were disappointed, but never mind, that is the nature of sports, right? we got a day off on Monday anyway, so that was good. So yes, that was kind of the weekend. Also, I'll touch upon it in my updates actually, so I'll tell you about it in a minute. But what are you drinking? Make sure you've got yourself a beverage or a snack. I do try to keep these as short as possible, but for those who know me and who have been around a little while, you know I waffle a lot. I mean, this intro is telling you everything you need to know. And yes, my videos tend to be a little bit long, so grab yourself a beverage, a snack, whatever you want. I have my cup of tea here. I have a decaf green today because I'm recording a little bit earlier than usual because I have a lot to do today. I have something happening today at 4 o'clock, which I'm super excited for. I will unveil all later on in this week. In fact, you may already know about it, but I'm not sure what the plan is yet, but it's very exciting anyway. Right, now, sorry if that was a bit loud. Oh, also, do you like my lights? I got some little fairy lights to go around the fireplace. I mean, it's an aesthetic fireplace, it's not a real fireplace. This little fire here, it does turn on, but it's not a fire, it's more of a light. I think it does throw out a little bit of heat, but not a lot, so we never have it on. And that's probably why there's a plant living on top of it, because if it was a lot of heat, but it's never turned on. Anyway, I completely digress. But do you like my fairy lights? I'm really pleased with them, I'm really happy. Trying to dress up the room a bit more, especially now that we are, Rob and I are really trying to sort the house, get it to a state that we are really happy with. But both of us have a lot of stuff, and I mean, we claim we haven't had the time to sit down and sort, but I think sorting is a very different thing because we have had the time, it's just we haven't had the mind space. And I really do believe that mind space is a massive factor when it comes to sorting, decluttering, and all of those sort of things. So yeah, I think for us it was sitting down over Christmas, and we've never discussed it, but I sort of said to him, look, I want a minimalist house, as minimalist as possible, because obviously there is stuff everywhere, but I want to get to the point where we're not actually storing stuff, because stuff that gets stored doesn't get looked at or used for years. So in my mindset, I'd like to have the stuff out that means something and is there for a purpose. And yeah, just have less stuff that we have to store. So we've never used the attic. I don't know if that's a thing in America, but we have a loft or attic. I'm not sure what it's referred to elsewhere in the world, but we don't use it, and we don't want to use it because we don't want to squirrel stuff away up there and then a couple of years down the line be like, oh my gosh, the loft is full of stuff that we're just going to have to sort. So that's, you know, one thing that we do try actively to do, which has worked quite well. The only issue is it does mean that the house is rammed with stuff. I don't know why this has turned into a house sorting and decluttering corner, but there we are, hello. So yeah, we're just gonna try and get stuff down. I don't even know where I was going with this. I've completely lost my train of thought. I do apologise. I'm sure there was a reason behind this, but what is it? Wednesday musings for you. I know you'll be seeing this on Friday, but today's Wednesday. It's my usual recording day on a Wednesday. But yes, I've completely lost my train of thought as to where I was going with that. But yes, that is what we're doing in the house. Yes. What else did we do? I can't remember. My apologies. I'm going to have a sip of tea and then we're going to get on with the podcast, all right? Hang on. Right, okay, I think I proved my point that I am a waffler and we all need a beverage when watching a channel that's a waffler. Right, okay, I'm just going to pull, hang on. Sorry, I realised when I move away from the mic you can't hear me as well. But anyway, right, we are going to get stuck in because I have been waffling for 5 minutes. And it's time we get stuck in because I do have a few things to show you. But first, we're going to start with the updates. So I do have one update for you, and that is, just in case you haven't seen it, I have, what's the word? I never know the right word. I have released a video. Is released the right word? Uploaded a video. I did my first vlog, kind of behind the scenes vlog. And it was a craft day and I recorded it on Saturday just gone, and it was great fun to film. I really enjoyed myself and I felt like I was really productive doing that. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out. It'll be up here in the cards. And what did I call it? Behind the scenes. What can I say? The name of that, you know, the behind the scenes vlogs might change, but I thought behind the scenes was pretty amusing, so I kind of stuck with it. But anyway, that is the first one of what I will try and do a series of. So every so often, maybe once a month, I'll have a craft day and I'll film that kind of style of vlog where I'll write a list of everything I want to tackle in that day, and then I'll just plow ahead and see how much I can actually get done. So I thought I was quite productive, but I had forgot how long sewing takes. And that took a lot of the time for the day. But yes, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I had a blast. Okay, on to the next section, which is finished objects. Now, if you have seen the previously mentioned video, then you will know what's coming because, yeah, I finished them during that. Well, I finished 2 of them during that, sorry, rustling. So we're going to get stuck in. The first item that I finished, hang on, more rustling. The first item that I finished is this lovely little project bag. Oh, maybe it needs another press, there we go. And this is, now, I do owe a massive apology because I was referring to it by the wrong pattern name. I don't even know where that pattern name came from. The designer does have a pattern on her YouTube channel that is the mini eco bag, I think I called it. And it is beautiful, but that is not this. This is actually the, hang on, let me make sure I don't get it wrong again. This is the double-sided eco bag. So it's designed to be reversible, which is fantastic. And it can be reversible. So if I'll do it this way because the seam's not there. So you can reverse it. In fact, I'll show you. I will just show you. There we go. So it can be reversed. Voila. But I quite like it with the paler side out, and that's not really the reason I made the bag, was for reversible reasons. But the reason I made the bag, and I did make an adjustment because the bag has a strap that is seamless, it just goes completely over. I needed a bag that would open. The design is perfect because I wanted a bag like this that I could just throw a cake of yarn in that will basically clip onto my, I can do this, my treadmill, because my treadmill has a bar that is seamless, and the only way to get a project bag onto it is if it has an open and a close. So I added these snaps. Please excuse my shoddy job of attaching them. But yes, there we are, there's the snaps. When you close them, the bag does actually sit level. So that's why the snaps are a little bit out. I didn't measure the straps as I was sewing. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter because the bag works. I haven't used it yet on my treadmill, but the idea is that I'm going to be able to just pull yarn and knit or crochet while I am on my treadmill. Without having to hold the bag, I can just knit away. So that's the idea of it. Absolutely brilliant pattern, really intuitive. So please check this out. This is the let me double check again, the double-sided eco bag by Tender Smile Handmade. I will have the video linked below, so if you are interested in making this bag, please check that out. The adjustment that I made was that I didn't do the first step, which was to seam the strap. I left that bit out. I carried on with the rest, and also I added extra length to the pattern. You will have seen that in the video anyway, but I didn't really explain it. But that's all I did. I just extended the strap of the pattern, didn't seam it, and then I just folded it in on itself, and then did this really small square box rectangle of sewing, just to hold everything in place and to just make sure that where the snaps are pushed through is really sturdy. But there we are. That is the double-sided eco bag by Tender Smile Handmade. Brilliant. Love it. And it will do the job perfectly. Right, the next finished item that I have for you is also from that video, and it is my Sweatpea. So this is the Sweatpea by Toft, and this has been on the hook for a long time, since July 2023. And I think I was intimidated by the Sweatpea petals, but actually it wasn't too horrendous. And I was a bit nervous having made it because I still feel like the head sits a little too high. But actually the more I look at it, the more I like it. There we go. The more I look at it, the more I like it. So I think it's gorgeous. And I do feel like I may have crocheted the head a little big, but it is what it is. It's a flower monster at the end of the day. So, you know, a bit of artistic license is allowed. But yeah, I really, really like this pattern. It is currently unavailable. It is a workshop only pattern at the minute. So I don't know if Toft have intentions of releasing the pattern at any point, but I really enjoyed it. It was my first workshop and it was just really, really nice to go along. And I met some really nice people there. So it was absolutely fantastic. And I finally finished the project from that workshop. So there it is, the Sweatpea by Toft. Okay, and the final finished object, this one you will not have seen because I finished it, was it Sunday I finished it? So it was I finished it after I had done that video. I realise I'm not going to be able to put this on properly, but I have finished my Musselburgh hat at long last. Woohoo! So for those who don't know, the Musselburgh hat is just a hat that is knit in a big long tube with 2 crowns. And then the idea is you just fold it in on itself. I'm not really showing you this very well, am I? I'm not sure I can do it on camera. Get in there. Fold it in on itself. I kind of like to hold the 2 crowns together if I can find them. There we go. So hold the 2 crowns together, give it a shimmy shake and a stretch. There we go. I've not actually blocked this. I didn't think I needed to be honest. And then I have got my hair up, so it doesn't really help. So that is it without the folded brim, but I really like hats with folded brims. If I bring it down a bit and fold the brim, and there we go. I have a hat. Very nice. Now, for me personally, I would probably, I don't know if I would actually, I don't know. I mean, the brim's quite big, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a bit bigger because I feel like my ears are poking out the bottom of it. So I may use this as a benchmark for the rest of the Musselburgh hats that I decide to make. I have made a pom-pom. Here we are with the rest of the yarn. So I will probably attach that at some point. I was very upset about it, if I'm honest, because I couldn't get it tight enough. I couldn't get the yarn that I tied to hold everything in place tight enough. So I ended up undoing it and then having to re-tie it with everything falling out. So we had a few disagreements, me and this pom-pom. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about making my own pom-poms, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'm just not convinced it's gonna hold. So anyway, there it is. Looks very cute actually with the pom-pom. Wait, where is the crown? There's the crown. It's very cute with the pom-pom. So I may actually just attach the pom-pom, and if it falls apart, it falls apart. It's fine, I'll just buy another pom-pom. But there we are. So I have used the entire skein now because I used the remaining of the skein to make the pom-pom. And there we are. That is the final finished object for this week. I'm really pleased that they're finished actually, because some of them have been on the, well, I say some of them, 2 of them have been in the making for a little while. The bag I actually started and finished on Saturday when I did that vlog. So yeah, really pleased with that. But it's been sitting around waiting to be done for ages. Just realised the sun has come out. It's beautiful. Anyway, on to the next. So I've just realised what I was going on about at the start of the video about the house and trying to make it look nice. It was all about the lights, wasn't it? All about the fairy lights. I just looked at them and thought, oh, I like my fairy lights. It's going to be one of those weeks, I'm afraid. Right, anywho, we're going to carry on. And the next section is my works in progress. I haven't touched a lot of projects this week because obviously I did all the work on those items at the weekend, so those were my main focus. But I have continued on one specific project, which I, for some reason, well, not for some reason, I just can't put it down at the minute. I'm absolutely loving it. So without further ado, let me make sure I'm holding it the right way around. It doesn't really matter. So this is the Sweet Shop blanket, oh, there we go, by Laura Penrose. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can see here, it's just beautiful, isn't it? I really love it. This is using yarn from, this is all yarn dyed by Attic Spin Dye. Apart from this neutral colour, this is just undyed yarn. All the colours, all the variegated skeins are hand dyed by Attic Spin Dye, and it is their Beatrix Potter Club that was it last year? I think it might have been 2022 actually. Possibly 2022's. But these are all the Beatrix Potter colourways and they're absolutely gorgeous. Here is Peter Rabbit. Just beautiful, beautiful colour that. I love that one. And yes, that is what it's looking like so far. It is growing rather quickly. And, oh, got an itchy eye. I just love the process of it. It's so much fun to knit. Now, I think last week I did mention that I was trying to keep similar colours away from each other. But as you can see here and here, there's 2 colours that are quite similar, quite close to each other. Actually, there's 3, isn't there? Because this one's very similar as well. But I'm okay with that because I'm still trying to give this blanket an element of random. So I'm okay with that for now, but I will try to avoid that a bit further down the line. But yeah, I'm trying to be, what's the word for it? I'm trying to be methodical with it, but I'm also trying to, as I say, keep that air of random. So these 3 colours are probably going to appear a bit more spread out next time. But there we are. That is my progress on it. I have added how many more? 1, 2, about 4 more squares I've added, which is great. It knits up really fast because I'm holding fingering weight double, so it makes it into a DK weight. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I really, really love this blanket. And it's going to be super duper cozy. It's going to be fantastic. So that is the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. Put that over there. Right, that, as I say, that's all I've really worked on this week. Let me move that out of the way. I'm going to have another sip, bear with me. Massive lover of tea. Right, okay, now onto the cast-ons. I have technically 2 cast-ons, but one of them I'm kind of shifting to the acquisitions section. So technically just the one cast-on for you this week. And it is, hang on, it is the Honey It's Cold Out Socks by Anne of Toby Knits. There they are. I don't know if you can see those. But those are the socks. Now, again, if you haven't seen my video that was uploaded this weekend, so that's behind the seams video, you may not know about these, but this pattern was gifted to me by the absolutely wonderful Anne of Toby Knits. It was very, very kind of her. She really didn't need to do this. So she gifted me this pattern, and she also extended a discount code for yourselves. So as a little reminder, because I did hit upon that in my vlog at the weekend, just as a reminder, the code to get a 20% discount on this pattern on Ravelry is MemilyMakes20. I will try to put it on the screen somewhere. MemilyMakes20, and that gets you 20% off the Honey It's Cold Out Socks by Anne of Toby Knits. I will have all the details in the description below. But yeah, she was so lovely to extend that discount over to yourselves and also to give me the pattern. And I have been working very diligently, not diligently enough because I haven't quite finished. Well, I haven't, I'm still a little ways off, but I can at least show you a little bit of what I've done. So here we are. This is one sock. And I show you the front. You can see the beautiful design that goes down the front. So it's almost like a honeycomb-esque design. And it's kind of inspired by ice on windows. And she did show me the photo actually that inspired the socks, and it is very, very akin to this. It's just like little honeycombs of ice on the window. It's beautiful. But that is the design. And then the honeycombs decrease in amount to the one that continues down the foot. And the foot is actually where I am now. I have turned, I've done the heel flap, I've turned, and I've done the gusset. So that is all good. And the only other thing that I do need to mention about these socks is the cuff. So the cuff I have changed very, very slightly. Whenever I do a knit one, purl one rib, I always do knit one through the back loop, purl one. That's on socks. That's what I do. I believe it's called twisted rib. That's the only change I've made. Everything else is 2-ands pattern, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's gorgeous. The pattern is written in 3 sizes, so small, medium and large. And you also have access within the pattern to charts, all written instructions for this pattern that goes down the front, which is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if you fancy casting these socks on, please make use of my discount code MemilyMakes20, which will get you 20% off the Honey It's Cold Out socks by Anne of Toby Knits. And that code is valid until the end of the month, so the 29th of February. And again, everything will be down in the description below. And yes, I am very, very excited. I am loving this pattern, by the way. It's so much fun. It's very intuitive once you get used to the honeycomb pattern. It's a really relaxing knit, I find anyway. So yeah, let me know if you've cast on or if you've got it. I'm really intrigued. Oh, and the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. This is one of the mystery skein grab bags that she does. I think she calls them lonely skeins. And you get 300 grams of yarn, I believe. I think that's what it was. She may have changed it now, but this was from one of those bags. It's just a lovely gold colour. Oh, goldy brown colour. It's beautiful. And I thought that would really suit these socks, and it does really well. So shopping from stash, really happy. So there we go. Those are the Honey It's Cold Out socks by the wonderful Anne of Toby Knits. Right, on to acquisitions. This is technically a cast on as well. But before I get to that, I do have to, it's not really a confession, but I have bought some yarn. It has arrived. It is squirreled away because I have bought some yarn to make some Christmas presents. And I know that someone who watches my channel, thank you very much for watching, by the way, they are going to be a recipient of one of these gifts. So I don't want to show anything to do with them, and I will explain more towards the end of the year, but that's a long time to wait, I recognise. But I also wanted to be transparent that yes, I'm on a no buy year, but there are certain, you know, I say no buy, no, I never said that. I said I'm on a lesser buy year. So I am buying yarn that has intention, that's going to be used soon. Well, it's for a specific project, and I'm not going to squirrel it away in a cupboard because I'm not going to use it. That yarn is squirreled away because I'm going to use it, and I'm going to make Christmas presents. There we go. Christmas presents with it. So it's all good, but I just didn't want to show it because, yes, recipients may see it, and I want to keep as much of a surprise as possible. So onto the actual acquisition, which is also a work in progress. The acquisition is the wonderful Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. It's so exciting. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Right, let me just take out what I've worked on because that's a spoiler. Okay, so here is the box. Ta-da! And in here, I ordered the entire years to come in one go. And the colour that I ordered, or the what's the word? Doesn't say. I don't know. The colours, the fabrics that I ordered are these. So this is my colour wheel. Really lovely. I went for Tranquil. I don't think I need to show you the back, do I? So this booklet just gives you little tips, and then we've got little extras, information about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Really nice. And then on the back, it tells me which of these fabrics is fabric A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. Right, now let's get into the actual box. So I open that, and then I'll show you this. Oh, there we go. So there is kind of the contents of the box. Obviously, they're all piled on top of each other. And my voice appears to be failing me, which is so not helpful. But anyway, let's carry on. So what have we got in the box? We have a lovely little sticker, which I can now put on my craft trolley. I had a minute then. So the quilt that we're making is called Tree of Life, and Cotton Cuts are the company that have prepared the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, which is very exciting. So I can stick that on my trolley now that I've shown you. We get this, which is Flat Nancy. And I think if you take a photo with Flat Nancy and your most recent clue and post to the website, each month they're giving away $10, $25 gift cards to the shop. So yeah, it basically helps you enter into competitions really. So that's pretty nice. What's this? This is a welcome and a little bit more information. There's a little packet here that I've got. So thank you for your support, with the Cotton Cuts sticker on the back. And in here, also, big warning, I'm about to spoil some things. So if you haven't got everything that I've got, massive spoiler warning. I'm about to show you a lot of stuff. I'm about to show you what's in this bag if you haven't got it or you haven't opened it. There is also a little bit extras. No, I'm not going to show you those actually. I might just flash the fabric at you, but I'm not going to show you too much. But I will show you what's in this little bag. So if you don't want to know, and also if you don't want to see clue 1, because I have done clue 1, if you don't want to see it, then I would say end the video here and I will see you next week. But if you are happy to carry on, massive spoiler warning, I am about to show what's in this little bag from the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt, and I'm also about to show you clue 1 completely finished. So warning has been given, let's get stuck in. So in this bag there is, these look like little sewing needles. I believe they are sewing needles. I don't know why it's got a picture of buttons on the back though. But there's some sewing needles, very, very lovely. I haven't opened them, so I don't know if there's anything else in there, because it does feel really sturdy for just for some needles. But that's one of the things. Hang on. Oh, hang on. That's everything. Okay, so the next is, I'll show you this one. Really nice little Cotton Cuts pen. And in fact, it matches my sweater, which I've completely forgot to say. I'm wearing a MemiMakes sweater. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yes, so I got a lovely pen. I love a pen. Oh, it's got really nice, oh, it's lovely now. And then we have also got some really sweet little tweezers. There we go, with some lovely little flowers on. Really sweet. They look like lilies. They might be lilies, but that's really nice. So got those as well in that bag. And then I'm going to show you clue 1, but before I do, I just want to give you an idea of how they come. So I am going to show you clue 2's bag. I'm not going to show you any of the other bags because I'm just not, but I'm going to show you clue 2's bag just so you can see how they are actually packaged and how it all looks in there. So I'll show you the back first. It's sealed by a Cotton Cut sticker. It's in a clear plastic bag, and then on them it's got which clue it is. So that's clue number 2. That's all I'm going to show. Now I am going to show you my clue 1. So in clue 1 we got this really nice little patch. I think it's a patch anyway, but it's really lovely. So the Cotton Cuts logo, really nice. Put that back in there. And then we got the fabric, and we got the instructions, which I have now finished with. I'm done with these. I might keep them as a reference really, so I know which is which, because in clue 1 we made 2 pieces that are dubbed as 1A, and a further 2 pieces that are dubbed as 1B. So that's what we've made this week. So there's 4 blocks, if you will, for clue 1. So if I get this out, these are my blocks for 1A, which are these. I'll bring one close actually, there we go. Which are absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with this fabric, I really am. It's so lovely. There's my seaming at the back. Not too bad considering this is my first time quilting. But yes, I did have to rip out a number of times because I misjudged it and I wasn't sure and all of this, but I think I'm understanding now, and I think I'm doing all right because I got a nice point where that green joins that colour. So I was quite pleased with that, but that is clue 1A, 2 pieces, really, really nice. And then clue 1B is slightly bigger. And, hang on, which way around does it go? It goes that way, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's probably going to go a completely different way on the actual quilt. Right, and there we go. That's 1B. There we go. I'll bring one closer. There we go. So there's a lot of pieces going on here. A lot of little pieces. But I really enjoyed this. I think it looks really effective. It's gorgeous. So that is another one. I'll show you the back. There we are. It's my attempt at trying to be neat. So it tells you which way, the pattern tells you which way to fold the seams as well, so that's really useful. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed putting this together. As I say, there was a few moments that were a little bit frustrating, but there we go, that's those two. So if I hold one of these up with another one of these, there we go. So those are the pieces that we've made. So clue 1A and clue 1B. So these are the pieces, which is great. And the fun thing, I'm going to put those there, the fun thing about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt is that we basically make all these blocks that are completely random. I mean, as you can see, these two are 2 different sizes. And we don't know how they're going to go together, basically. I'm just holding it against different parts to see if I can figure it out. I can't, I don't think I can, no. But that's really interesting to me in that we don't know what it's going to be like. These are all puzzle pieces basically, and then when we get to month 10 we basically get this come through again and we get the schematics on how to piece all of these pieces together. And I'm really excited because, as I say, I've never made a quilt before. All of these pieces are cut out for us, so all we need to do is follow the instructions on how to piece it all together. So it kind of cuts out one element of the whole process, which in some ways is a little less fun, but in other ways, especially for me, it's a really nice introduction to how quilts are constructed. And by cutting out the element of me messing up with cutting it out, it just means that I am more likely to get something that's going to be really nice as a finished project. And then if I do fancy quilting again, I've got a step up on it basically, so I'll know how to do the pieces, I'll understand a little bit more of how it's all constructed and a little bit more on how to perhaps cut things out because I've seen how the construction comes together. So I think it's a really good idea. It's a lovely thing, and as I say, I really, really enjoyed putting these pieces together. I did pay a bit extra for the border, so that should extend the quilt a little bit more, which is really nice. And yeah, oh, and because I bought the whole thing together to arrive in one, they actually did a really lovely thing in that the postage was free to the UK. So that cut out that element as well. I think if they'd have delivered it each month, which is the usual process in that you pay for it and then each month you get a clue. So a lot of people will not have all the clues in the box like I do. I have all 10 clues in the box. So although that element is kind of spoiled because I can see the pieces in the clear plastic bags like this, I can see them, but I'm not opening the bags until the clue comes because I don't want to spoil it too much. Plus, I have no idea how they're being pieced together because I have to wait until the email comes through. So I'm really excited. I cannot wait for clue 2, but I'm going to have to wait until March for clue 2. That's the only problem. I was like, I am in the swing of this, but no, I've got to wait. I've got to wait for the clue. So who knows? I may actually start sewing one of the patterns that I've got in this cabinet that I've had sitting around waiting for ages. So I may actually sew some more stuff now because I've had this come through. But yes, anywho, those were my other acquisition. Trying to think. So when clue 2 comes, that will obviously move into my works in progress. Is that right? Yeah, my works in progress section. I'm trying to figure it all out in my head. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot happening. I'm learning something new, quilting, and I'm really excited about everything, to be honest. It's just, it's been a good week. It's been a really good week. And I think having a 3-day weekend really helped. It was just wonderful. Right, I should have done this at the start, but what I am wearing the Pink Fizz sweater by Andrea Mowry. I made this last year and I cannot stop wearing it. I love it so much. It is knit using Debbie Bliss Rialto 4-ply and Drops Kid Silk mohair. So you can see that it's got this lovely fluffy kind of, yeah, you can see it's kind of fluffy. It is so cozy and I absolutely adore it. And if I kind of, there you go, you can see that there is a lovely lace panel that goes down the front on both sides, and it is the same on the back. There you go. This hem is, the back is a little, there you go, you can see that. Back is a little bit longer than the front, and I realise I'm really far from the mic, my apologies. But I absolutely love this pattern. It is one of my favourites, and those who were with me last year, you know how much fun I had making this, and I was so careful. I was blocking along the way to make sure that I made the right size and that I would wear it a lot. And I do, I wear it so much. It's one of my favourites. But anyway, I am going to leave that there because I have kept you long enough. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.